Mr. Bazzelli, sorry to interrupt your breakfast. Welcome back.
Oh, thank you. Glad to be here.
You were at PICT Classic Theater recently.
You're gonna make me say the whole name of the play, aren't you?
It is quite a mouthful.
Yes. Observe the sons of Ulster marching toward the Somme.
Okay. What does that mean?
Okay. The Sons of Ulster is a group of Northern Irish Protestants that fought in World War I.
Okay.
And it's interesting because while they're fighting against the Germans, they hate the Irish Catholics more. It's a really interesting thing because there is a reveal of one character that might be part Catholic on his mother's side, and it's like a bigger secret than any other secret in the play, and there are a lot of secrets in the play that are revealed throughout.
So it's a wartime.
It is a wartime piece. Yes, it takes place during World War I. And I went with my friend Michael, and he had an interesting observation before the play, which was there's a certain romanticism of World War I. Because it's before we could destroy whole cities, and the planes were faster and scarier in World War II, right? They called it the Great War at the time because they thought it was the war to end all wars. Unfortunately, that's not true. So what had happened, there's this romanticism about it, but it is just as brutal, perhaps even more so than any other war.
Yeah.
And the amount of men that died on the Somme in France fighting German forces is astronomical. It's a really ridiculously high number of people that died.
Yeah, and I think we forget about it. We've just been so far removed. I mean, our generations
and there's
at this
not
point,
as
and there are new horrors to
unfortunately there's always a new war every day. I went in thinking this is going to be rough because you're told pretty close to the top of the show that not everybody's gonna make it. I guess you know that. In any war story you've ever seen, you know they're not all gonna make it. Wow. There's like 8 characters, and you're told at the top that one survives. And you get to know who that is at the beginning. He is an old man as Martin Giles, giving a terrific performance. Of course, it's Martin Giles at the top of the show. And he is the lone survivor, struggling with survivor guilt decades after the event that took all his mates. Interesting thing about he plays old Piper. There's a young Piper played by Rafe Baker. Plays young Piper, Kenneth Piper. He is a most unusual sort for a soldier, especially in World War I. He's also a flamenco dancer. Only if that's a euphemism. I'm being silly, but no, he is actually he falls in love with another male. It's 8 men in a show. Oh, it's one of those stories. Okay. Yeah, he falls in love with his cohort David Craig, played by Jason. He falls in love with Jason McCune's character, David Craig. Yeah, you don't expect to see a World War I story with a homosexual in it. I do. I looked for it. I scanned the movie channels. Please, it's about time these stories were told. So, okay. No, it's true. It's there are 8 characters. There is only this one. There is this one romance. The others are each dealing with their own issues. Well, 2 of them are both dealing with this one because it takes 2 to tango. So we have, there is a priest struggling with his faith, who has left the priesthood to become a soldier, and I don't know if Northern Protestant, if they call them priests. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm sure they had a couple choice words for them regardless. Well, the Irish Catholics did. And the vehemence between the Catholics and the Protestants. It's kind of sad to think they were fighting the Germans, and there was more animosity towards their own fellow islanders. You know, the Irish, right there on the same motherland. You think 8 characters in a story would be unwieldy. It is not. You get defined characteristics of each of them. It is written into Frank McGuinness's play, but they are all finely developed by each and every single one of those actors. Of course, Tony Bingham's standout role as his character, playing a very much a bully, but did it so well, you still root for him. You still find he's a bully that you find his humanity. Yeah,
that's nice.
Nice. What's interesting too is it's sad. Don't get me wrong. It's sad and it's touching and moving, but it's got an extreme amount of humor and playfulness. It's not what I expected going in.
A well-rounded piece of theater.
Well-rounded piece of theater. Excellent acting, terrific writing, and a grand scope of a moment in history that we don't spend much time thinking about.
Yeah, observe this son of Pittsburgh leaning towards his cocktail. Of course, you remember the war, darling. It was in all the papers.
But we've been doing it since the dawn of time, so it's about time, you know.
Well, maybe you have.
It's amazing that people had gaydar back then.
Did they?
Well, they kind of figured it out pretty soon.
But yet, at the same time, we put Paul Lynde in sitcoms where he played a father. More, damn it! More! More!